I'm Jaylene Velez, and for my first activity, its name is Facts and Myths, and it is for any grades between 2 to 5, but I went ahead and incorporated it into grade 3. Um, it's integrated in the science area because it's based off of facts and what might be myths when talking about infectious diseases or other conditions that may be going around. So, the entire purpose of this activity is to determine what students would believe is true or false when talking about diseases and conditions. So, this is a big group project, and the students and the teacher will be integrating one-on-one with each other as a whole class. And basically, the teacher will have a bunch of chart paper around the classroom with each a different question that is either a fact or a myth. And the teacher will ask the question and get the students to give them a thumbs up, which means they agree, or a thumbs down, they disagree. If they don't have an opinion at all, they would just fold their hands on top of the table and not answer the question. Um, the questions are based off of heart disease, cancer, infectious diseases, washing hands, different basic activities and discussions like that would help the students learn more about different topics and diseases. Um, I chose this project because sometimes it's very important to show students what is fact and what is a myth in terms of infectious diseases and cancer and heart disease, because at third grade, you only know what you hear and then you kind of assume what you think. No one really sits down and teaches you, well, cancer is this or heart disease is this. You want to promote children to gain knowledge of everything, and you want them to kind of, be educated and well-rounded, and have them look for answers when even they don't know that it might be true or false. Kind of have them find out for themselves. So, for example, one of the first questions is, can infectious diseases be spread by sneezing? So, this would be one of the chart papers. Obviously, mine is a lot smaller because I don't have big chart paper lying around. I mean, maybe if I was in my VPK classroom, I would, but not here. And the teacher would write the number of students who agree with this statement and the number of students who disagree. Once the students kind of see how many are in which, we would go ahead and say, well, can infectious diseases be spread by sneezing? In this case, yes, it can. If you have a cold, if you have the flu, if you have anything that is um, airborne, you can get it by sneezing and your germs getting on something, picking up the germs, touching it by yourself, sneezing. Breathing in that person's sneeze alone can cause that. So that's something that, if any children thought no, well, we would kind of debunk that myth, debunk that fact, and let them know, hey, yeah, it is. And then talk about how we can, you know, stop from getting sick when someone does sneeze, or how to prevent spreading germs from your sneeze. Cover your nose, wash your hands when you're done, important things like that. So this is my first one. Very important, very good. I really liked this one. My second one is a little bit more geared towards an older group. For example, it's called The Help I Get, and I went ahead and I introduced it to grade level 5. It could be anywhere. I believe it was from 4 to 8, but I chose 5. And it integrates with writing, and basically it gives my students a chance to look at the different parts of the body, and they're gonna get a worksheet with the body on it. You see, it kind of looks like this. I know I'm showing you a little early. So there's the body, and the students would go ahead and they would have the different kind of defenses that our body has: saliva, skin, blood, tears, sweat, all those kinds of things. And we would be discussing and figuring out and finding out how those different defenses protect our body from diseases, infections, bacteria. Um, it's great for them to work independently, find out the information for themselves. as well as practice writing, practicing, oh, for example, sweat. Well, what does sweat do? They would write, helps the body maintain a constant temperature. So at this point now they know what the sweat does, what's its purpose, and why it's important to our body. I found this activity important as well because writing is one of the main factors when it comes to students being able to read, to learn, to build vocabulary. So sometimes you can integrate that in any topic, even in health, when you have something like this worksheet. If they know what their tears, their sweat, their skin, and everything is for, they're more inclined to take care of it or understand why things happen when their body's trying to protect itself. It's understanding more about themselves and even feeling more in control of their bodies. And as you can see, mine was provided a worksheet where it has the body with the different parts labeled, and they would fill in. Like, for example, I have that the skin covers our muscles, bones, and organs from the outside, so to make sure that nothing gets in. Um, as well as stomach acid breaks our food down so our body could be able to digest, because if we ate that whole thing of food and we let it sit in our stomach and nothing was there to break it down, it would be very difficult and it would be hurtful to our bodies to pass it on, and we wouldn't get rid of that waste. So those are my two activities for this discussion, and I had a lot of fun picking them. I'm hoping I can utilize them in the future. Makes me even think how I can teach my young ones now in pre-K how to do it. Um, but thank you. It was great, and can't wait to hear what you guys have to say.